Inside Ron Rosner Arena for a finale of our Friday night triple header here in the Mary Washington Invitational. Noel Adcock Howarth coming to you live as we get started in this battle between the Carnegie Mellon Tartans and your Mary Washington Eagles. Lauren Foley in possession for Sarah Moore, tapped alive. Tartans in the red, Eagles in the white on the right side of your screen. Hanson to Moore, overhead and out of bounds. So things get started. It's 1-0 Carnegie Mellon. Tartans come in at 2-1. This is their first and only game of the night. They'll have a doubleheader tomorrow. Eagles had the first game of this triple header, winning in 5 sets in come-from-behind fashion over Christopher Newport, their first win over CNU in almost 5 years. Tapped up by Chen, knocked away at the line. Lai lines it up with the left. Moore from outside into the center dugout. To the far side for Reichard. Diving attempt from Crozen, no good. 2-0 in favor of the Tartans. Chen, Lai, Yan making up the back line for Carnegie Mellon right here. Schlemmer, Reichard, and Sierra on the front. Sion, the senior out of Texas, serving here. 2-0 dugout by Hanson to Rogers. Tipped at the line. It's a point, Eagles. Rogers right through the teeth of the defense. Reichard could not handle it. Mary Washington on the board. Sarah Moore serving. And that's a point. A miscue in the rotation for the Tartans. Early sloppiness ties it up at 2. Dugout by Chen, setting it up in the center for Sierra. It's blocked by Rogers. Rogers and Closen coming in right there to seal the gap, and Isabella Sierra had nowhere to go with it. Eagles take their first lead of the ball game. They're up 3-2. Moore serving third time in a row. Outside for Reichard, blocked by Crozen. Kept alive by Schlemmer. Hanson sets it up. Lions led the team in kills in game 1. Hammered home with the left there from Schlemmer, the freshman out of Ohio. Dominant since she stepped on campus and continuing it there. Catherine Jackson on to replace Mindy Lai. Reichard serving. Sets it up for Rogers. It's another point for Krista. 2 kills and a block in the first 4 tallies for the Eagles. Rogers now ready to serve. Eagles up 4-3. Jackson digs it out. Back to her on the outside. It's long. Out of bounds off the back line. And UMW starting to settle in here. They've got 5 of the first 8. Eagles at 4-1, including winning their last 2 contests. Diving pancake there from Moore. Lions right into the libero Chen. Near side for Schlemmer. Foley in protect mode, and Crozen sends it on over. Chen for Jackson. Another diving stop. Sarah Moore is there and right back to her. And she hops it over. Lions with the block right at the letters. Over top of Stella Yan. The 5'7" junior out of Fairfax having herself a day. Perfectly placed there for Sierra. Freshman got it sent up high and sent it straight into the dirt. Lions first touch to Hanson. Floated too far towards the net, a miscommunication between Hanson and Lions. Jordan couldn't get there, and all of a sudden, Tartans within 1. Crozen softly with the left hand, it's a point. Chloe Crozen, the sophomore, coming from way over top and floats it home. Crozen and Foley off. Campbell and Flam, the two that come on, correction, Campbell and Hadley. It was Campbell and Flam subbing in together for the first 3 sets of the ball game against CNU. Hadley taking over for Flam late. Flam, a series of miscues, including 3 different instances of reaching over the net. Moore somehow got it over. Hansen for Birch. Chen able to dig it out. Another try this time for Lions. Chen again. Tipped at the line by Caitlin Birch. Hansen gets it over. Jackson stays alive. Back and forth they go. Solid rally here. Moore into the center. Dug out by Reichard. Blocked by Birch. And the fans are fired up. 8-5, Eagles in front by 3. Campbell fires it to Schlemmer. Right back to her with the left. Tipped at the line by Lions. Campbell has to get it over and does. To the center. Hard with the left and too strong by Schlemmer. Second kill of the game for Elizabeth Schlemmer. She'll take her turn at serve and promptly fire it right into that net. First service error for either side comes up short, and it's 6-9. Jordan Lyons taking her first turn at serve of the particular ball game. Line drive to Chen. Scoops from Hansen and Moore, and they got it over. Right side, Dean unable to cross it. Hadley into the center, dug out on a dive. Sierra there. Across with 2 hands goes Schlemmer. Into the middle, perfectly placed, and that's a kill for Campbell. Just over a kill per set last year at the junior college ranks. The setter, not what she's known for, but got it done there. 10-6, Eagles into double digits. Lions to Reichard. Outside, Hadley blocks Jackson. Jackson trying again, and this time it goes through. Hadley a little late on the transfer, didn't get up in time. Jackson off, Lie on. She'll take a turn at serve. Junior out of Massachusetts. Readies, fires, long. Back-to-back service errors for the Tartans. 7-11 your score. Hansen on, Birch off. Rogers back in there. Hansen leaps and fires. Chen outside to Reichard. Whistle blown into the net went the Tartans. It's a point, Mary Wash. Eagles lead by 5, 12-7 with Hansen still at the serve. Line drive low, nearly caught the head of Rogers. Just very late on the release. Jane Dean will serve. Dean make it 3 errors in a row for the Tartans. She's promptly replaced by Chen. Hadley and Campbell off. Foley and Crozen back on. Lauren Foley to serve. Eagles up 13-8. Schlemmer hammers it, but Lyons was there to Moore. Off the tip, kept alive by Chen. Outside for Reichard, Jordan Lyons. Somehow Schlemmer redirects. Into the center, Lyons gets there. Foley flying in. Croson with the left to Lai. Rogers with the block. Chen goes diving. Second chance for Krista. Gets it over. Outside to Reichard. Moore is there. Foley to Croson. Tipped up. Wanted to go long. Lyons was there. Off the net. It got over. Moore the underhand dig. Lyons with a good save. Rogers softly. And it's a double. Bit of an anticlimactic end to what was a great rally between the two sides. Stella Jan serving. The Tartans finally get one over the net. Schlemmer, dive. Moore got it over. Curled it around the pole. And that's long from Jan. Sarah Moore hooking it around that pole, giving him a chance, and Jan beat herself. 14-9, Moore takes her second turn at service. Foley to Rogers, right on that line. Straight past Abby Chen, it's 15-9. Moore will serve one more time. And it's a little bit long. Mindy Lai tracking it all the way. Finally let it ride. She will be replaced by Katherine Jackson, the freshman from Florida. Reichard will serve. Hansen digs it out for Lyons. Right on that edge, it's a point. Jordan able to hug the line. It's 16-10. Birch back in for Hansen. Rogers to the libero Chen. Outside for Jackson. Sarah Moore is there. Foley setting up. Birch nearly had one and she gets it. Miscommunication between Jackson and Schlemmer. Got caught in between the two. Largest lead of the night for the Eagles at 17-10. Rogers one more serve. Nearly an ace, and Birch puts it right down. Reichard was able to get it over, but Caitlin Birch just dropped it straight into the ground. Timeout called by Ann Bach. Tartans coming into this ball game 2-1. Wins over Alma and Mount Union in their last two contests. Dropped the season opener to Otterbein in 5 sets. Mellon, part of the UAA conference. Whole lot of private schools from across the country, high academic programs that have the money to be able to fly to conference games that are a little bit further apart. Chicago, Emory, Washington to St. Louis, all in that contest as well. Tartans making the drive down from Pittsburgh for the Mary Washington Invitational. They'll play twice tomorrow, Scranton at 10 and CNU at 12. We just saw Scranton and CNU play each other in the 6 o'clock matchup. Scranton going up 2-1, but much like the UMW Eagles were able to do against the Captains, CNU turned right around and came back, winning the last 2 sets, including come from behind fashion in the 4th. Eagles in a commanding lead here, 18-10 in set number 1. Rogers into Reichard. Birch called for going over. The 6-foot junior a little too trigger happy there. Couldn't quite wait in time. Hansen on for Rogers. Moore digs it. Foley sets it. And Lyons tucks it in the back corner. Back 90 for the junior, makes it 19-11. Campbell and Hadley in for Croson and Foley. Campbell serves it in, a falling dig from Reichard. 2, and somehow it gets over. Campbell and Moore working in unison. Campbell sets it up again, this time for Lyons. Just long there. Couldn't quite find that back 90 for the second time. Campbell in, got it for Birch, lined it up, Schlemmer into the center for Jane Dean, and it's her first kill of the ball game. Dean, a bit of a softer kill attempt after a big windup, dropped it in off the hands. 5th different player for the Tartans to pick up at least 1 kill. Campbell out to Lyons, off the tip, Jackson keeps it going. To Schlemmer, blocked. Jordan Lyons with the rejection. Low serve from Lyons, just barely makes it way over. Birch softly off the body, Jan keeps it in play. Two-handed over from Schlemmer to Hadley. Curled around the pole by Jackson. For Lyons, a little bit long. Alex Hinsey and the Eagles wanted a tip. And he's been overruled. Call made from the back judge on the UMW side, changing the call, saying it was a tip, and the Eagles now lead 21-13. Stella Jan asking for an explanation. The senior not happy with what she hears. Big swing there on the scoreboard, 21-13 after the call was overturned. Lyons off the white at the top of the net. And vindication for Ann Bach's squad. Mindy Lai back in for Katherine Jackson. That's been the 1-to-1 sub for the most part. To Hadley, barreled home. Hansen digs out the kill attempt from Reichard. More along the line goes Jan. Reichard off of Hadley and home. 21-15. Back-to-back points for the Tartans. Lyons with first touch. To Birch, right downtown. Caitlin Birch, that 90-degree angle straight into the hardwood makes it 22-15. Timeout called by Ann Bach. Eagles, after playing against CNU earlier, we had the question, how would their legs be holding up after the long, tiresome 5-set battle that came all the way down to the wire? But taking those couple hours to recharge and rejuvenate certainly seems to have them back at full strength. It didn't hurt that Scranton and CNU went to an additional 5 sets, giving them further time to recalibrate. They look lively here, up 22-15. They want to secure this first one. Eagles are 4-1 in totality. They've won the first set 4 times. Every time they win the first set, they have gone on to win the match. Sets a good precedent if they can hold on to the lead here. Dangerous dig from Chen. Has to push it over, underhanded to Lyons for Rogers. Right off the body of Chen, who couldn't handle it. Abby Chen, the sophomore out of Fairfax, one of 4 Northern Virginia products on this Pittsburgh-based roster. Homecoming for some of them, but it has not been a welcome one. Jan backwards, trying to come down with it was Dean. High setup attempt blocked initially on Moore's first pass. They get another chance. Hadley bumps it over. Campbell from her ground. The first dive attempt didn't work, and she came back up with it. Hansen to Campbell. Moore blocked again. Stella Jan there. And they're going to say it was 4. Eagles thought it got blocked and redirected. Jane Dean is out. First time we've seen Olivia Devereaux today. Senior out of California checks on to serve. Eagles lead 23-16. Looking to put the finishing touches on this first set. Campbell goes softly over, nearly caught him napping. Reichard Lyons digs it out. And some hesitancy there from Campbell, trying to play it up as she ran towards the wall, separating the stance from the court. Couldn't get a good read. It falls harmlessly. 23-17 now. That's long for Devereaux. 4th service error of the ball game for the Tartans. 4 different players, each with an error. Hadley and Campbell off, Croson and Foley in. Devereaux will take a seat. Mindy Lay comes back on. Long off the overconfident serve from Foley. Put a little too much of a charge into it. It's 24-18. Jan digs it out to Chen. Outside to Reichard, not enough. Lyons off the tip, off the body of Jan, and into the bench. Set number 1 goes to Mary Washington, 25-18. They do get set number 1. And that bodes well for the rest of the day. They'll switch sides and take a couple minutes before we get going for number 2. Sides have switched, and we're about ready for set number 2. Eagles taking the first one, 25-18. Eagles in the white with the navy trim on the left side of your screen. Carnegie Mellon in the red with the white writing on the right. It's currently Birch, Lyons, Moore, Rogers, Croson, and Foley on the libero. Hansen waiting to sub on for somebody. And she'll tag out Caitlin Birch. 6 for Carnegie Mellon. It'll be Juliana McFarland, Jane Dean, Elizabeth Schlemmer, Mindy Lai, Stella Jan on there as well, along with Laura Reichard. Waiting to see who Abby Chen tags out. It will be Jane Dean. Stella Yan will serve as we get going for set number 2. Outside for Crozen, and that's the way you want to start if you're the Eagles. Chloe Crozen right through the teeth of the defense. Nobody even laid a finger on it. They get possession back immediately. Sarah Moore to serve first. Reichard Dion back to Reichard. Lions hammers it, whistle blown. And it's an error on Reichard. Eagles lead 2-0. More to serve again. Left hand finds the edge. Elizabeth Schlemmer. Schlemmer, one of just 2 Tartans with multiple kills. It's her and Reichard, and that's pretty much been it. Rogers rolls off the net and finds its way out of bounds. Tight-roped across the white, but couldn't quite find its way home until it nestled out of bounds. Even at 2-2. Tartans looking to avoid dropping down to 500 early in the season. Foley the setup. Crozen buries it home, but Chen's there. Diving attempt, no good. Catherine Jackson gets herself a kill off the hands of Hansen. Tartans have their first lead. Referee went over to the scorer's table, now checking with Ann Bach, trying to make sure everything's all up to code. Not sure exactly what this is about. May have had somebody not sub in. Now referee back at that scorer's table. I do think this is substitution related just based on the way they were talking and who they're going over to in relation to the scorer's table. Not sure who came on incorrectly. But eventually, as it always is, things have been sorted out, and we're back ready to play. Tartan serve. Schlemmer getting herself ready. Carnegie Mellon leads 3-2. Foley to Lions. Dug out by Chen. With the left hand, Foley able to dig it out again. Jordan another try, tips off the net. Jan keeps it alive, sent over by Reichard. Crozen kill attempt, no dice. Juliana McFarland with her first kill off the hands of the Eagles defense. Lions that hit off her forearms, they have to recalibrate. Moore digs it over. And a stunning kill there with the left from Schlemmer. Largest lead of the ball game for Carnegie Mellon. Eagles trail 5-2 early in the second. Lions at the back corner, digs it out. Rogers straight through the middle. Much needed point there for Mary Washington. Birch on to replace Hanson. Service error from Rogers, just floated it a hair long. McFarland off, Dean on, and a service error from Chen. Each side trading missed serves, 6-4. Hadley and Campbell on for Foley and Croson. Campbell will be the one to serve. Campbell up with the right to Reichard. Lions digs out the kill attempt from Dean. Back to Birch. Thunderbolt home. Caitlin Birch already at 6 feet tall, but has such a good vertical that she's able to really get that downhill angle on some of these kill attempts. Just so hard to dig out when they're burying straight into the hardwood. Jan at the point to Dean. Tucks it over the head of Hanson. Tartans lead by 2, 7-5. Schlemmer to serve. Hadley shoves it over to the backside. Chen to Schlemmer. Chested away by Moore. Lions to Schlemmer, dug out by Jackson, have to get it over, and they do. Reichard. Lions another try. Diving, keep up by Chen. And it's a point for Mary Washington. Double called on the Carnegie Mellon Tartans, and the lead is just 1. Lions serving for the tie here. Kill attempt from Jackson. Hanson right there to dig it out. Down the middle comes Lions. Into the body of Schlemmer. Jan keeps it up, sends it right back to Schlemmer, and it's into the net. We are tied at 7 here in the second. Lions now serving for the lead. Jordan bumps it over. Near side for Jackson. Lions keeps it alive. Another dig that gets its way over. Jackson, one more try. It's blocked by Hadley, and the Eagles have the lead. Eight, 7, 3 straight points for UMW. Schlemmer first touch to Jan, into the middle. It's Chen who has to get there. Campbell sets it up. Kill! Emma Hadley, back-to-back points for the junior. Make it 9-7. Lions serving for the 5th point in a row. Fired over to Chen. Jan to Dean. Hanson puts it up. Schlemmer dig outside to Jackson. Lunge and keep up there from Jordan. Sarah Moore straight down Jan. Birch blocks it, digs it up. And it's into the pole. Mellon stops the rally. They trail 9-8. Mindy Lay comes on to replace Catherine Jackson. Junior serving for the tie. Campbell to Birch, out of bounds. We're knotted back up at 9. Another service error for the Tartans. Lai with her second, team's fifth in 1.5 sets. Dakota Hansen will serve here. Was all conference at College of the Desert out in California this past year. JUCO transfer, 1 of 2 total transfers on this roster. Moore, block attempt from Dean. Kept up, gets out to Schlemmer. Tipped and there's nobody there. Knotted back up at 10. Chen and Dean both come off. Juliana McFarland, Olivia Devereaux are the 2 that check on. Devereaux serving for the first time this set. Lions to dig, set up outside to Moore. Block goes out of bounds. McFarland, the 6'2 freshman, rolling that direction but sending it towards the student section. Hadley, Campbell out. Foley, Crozen in. Standard 2-for-2 sub that Alex Hinsey has been using in his rotation. Diving attempt there, not quite enough. Hansen went full horizontal, but couldn't get it high enough to make a play. 11-11. Neither side separating in the second. Lions, Foley for Moore. Diving attempt by Lai. Reichard, no attempt from the kill. Crozen tipped down, and it's a point. Chloe Crozen with the left hand. Crozen, after playing 15 games as a freshman, has seen her role expand significantly. Eagles only had 3 departures from their general rotation. Lions is blocked right there by McFarland, 12-12. Olivia Haley, the outside hitter. McKenna Santinga, the setter, the biggest one. Aiden Finnegan. That's really the role that Chloe Crozen has stepped into, that left side, strong side, just coming up with the left hand and being able to give you kills with that when you need it. It's something that Alex Hinsey really values, and he's certainly happy to have found it in Crozen. That one's out of bounds off the hands of Rogers, and the Tartans take a lead. Eagles have pushed themselves far enough ahead with those 5 consecutive points that the swings always came tie, and then the Eagles back in front. But a couple points in a row, and the Tartans take the lead, and on cue, it's tied again. 6th service error of the ball game for Carnegie Mellon, 13 apiece. Rogers will serve here. Birch in for Hansen. Chen digs it over to Jackson. One-handed over by Lions. Birch, the backwards bump. Kept alive by Rogers. Crozen right at the net. Over the head, stays with it. Jackson off the hands of Foley. Point Tartans. Abby Chen in to serve. Lions calls for the dig, setting herself up. Block attempt rolls around the net. Second try goes home. Caitlin Birch knots it back up at 14. Campbell back in to serve. Three on the left, 3 in the middle. Now they spread out, and it's out of bounds. Interesting formation there for Ann Bach's squad, but it worked. Unable to keep it in there was Brenna Campbell. Tartans take the lead, 15-14. Schlemmer slices it home. Lions to Hansen. Campbell underhands it over. Jan setting up Jackson. Block attempt no good. Birch and Hadley both making contact, but neither gets it over. Carnegie Mellon up 16-14. Lions kill, stopped by Chen. To Schlemmer with the left, it's good. Elizabeth Schlemmer finding her rhythm. And the Tartans lead by 3. Timeout call by Alex Hinsey. Schlemmer with that kill, taking the lead on the team with 5. Tied with Lyons and Rogers of Mary Washington for the game high. Lyons, Rogers, and Schlemmer all have 3 errors as well. That's the top. Chen leading the Tartans in digs with 12. Hansen with 13. 1 ace, 6 errors for the Eagles. No aces, 7 errors for the Tartans. Schlemmer's found a good rhythm with her serve. They lead by 3. Looking to keep it going here. Centerville, Ohio native lines it up and fires it with the left. Hansen digs it over to Moore. Lyons from behind the line. Puts it up and over to Chen. Backside to Jackson. Birch with the first block. Jane Dean with the second pass. Lyons hammered up with one hand by Reichard. That might have been a mistake, and it's a point for the Eagles. Look destined for beyond the back line. Reichard, a reactionary hit there with the right fist, and the Eagles cut the deficit to 2. Lions to serve 17-15 in favor of the Tartans. Schlemmer first touch. Jackson has it dug, and Payne is right there. Jane Dean, the 6'3 junior. Tallest player on either team, using it to her advantage. Mindy Lyon for Katherine Jackson. Lions down to a knee to dig it out for Moore. Blocked and in right along the line. Campbell couldn't get there, neither could Hansen. Tied for the largest lead of the set for Carnegie Mellon. They're up 19-15. Hadley forces it over. Overhand with the right. Schlemmer blocked by Birch. Back with it. And over the net went Jane Dean. Away from the ball, a miscue. Didn't have any reason to be going over top of the net, but she gets called for it, and she gives possession to Mary Washington. Hansen will serve down 3. Reichard digs it out. Over to Dean. Jan floats it over. Hansen couldn't get the hands up in time. 20-16. Chen and Dean check out. Devereaux back on. McFarland as well. Rogers with the left, diving stop by Lai. Kept alive, and Devereaux sends it over. Going to try it again. Rogers again dug out by Mindy. One more try for Chris. The third time. This one's soft. Reichard there easily. Into the net. Devereaux set it up for McFarland, and McFarland couldn't get it over. Foley and Croson back on. Replacing Campbell and Hadley as per usual. Lauren Foley will serve, 20-17. Tartans have pulled away with just a little bit of space, looking to even it up at 1-1. Lions went lunging, but Reichard's kill too strong. It ends up in the first row behind her own bench. Eagles just not able to string multiple points together here late in the second. Moore off the tip and home with the kill. McFarland and Reichard both there. Looked like McFarland that got the hands on it, and it was dispelled towards her own sideline. 21-18, Sarah Moore to serve. Moore from the back line, knuckles it home. Error called on the Tartans. The lead is down to just 2. You could hear Ann Bach trying to call that Krista Rogers was over the net before the error was committed. She did not get that call. Whistle blown, ball put back in play, 21-19. Hits high off the hands of Lai to Chen. Forced over by Reichard, high up in the air. Foley setting it up. Crozen, a spinning left hand. Crozen with the block attempt. And she hit it off the pole. 22-19 now. Jackson back on for Lai. Laura Reichard to serve out of Puerto Rico. Hansen gets it up for Lions. Blocked and in. Elizabeth Schlemmer with the block along the line. 23-19. Lions gets the first touch. Foley for Rogers. Dug out by Jan. All the way to the shoestrings. For Crozen. Wrong off the hands of Schlemmer. Diving back went Reichard. And they get it over. Jan making the effort count. Rogers forces it home. Chen back over immediately. It's time for Lions. Into the corner. Lions with their team leading 7th kill. Now Rogers will serve, which means Birch is back in along the front line. Jan McFarland gets it home off the hands. Juliana McFarland extends it to set point. In both of the previous 2 matches, the 2 sides split 1-1 in the first 2 sets. Carnegie Mellon looking to continue that trend here. They're 1 point away. Crozen. Chen puts it up. Into the net. Reichard closer to the bottom white than the top. 21-24. Hadley and Campbell on. Brenna Campbell to serve, trailing by 3. And that's going to be an ace. Brenna Campbell perfectly into the middle. First ace for Campbell. Timeout called. Tartans just 1 point away from making this a 1-1 ball game as we head to the third. Eagles and the Tartans have met 5 times previously. Eagles are 1-4. They've lost the last 4. So they have not beaten Carnegie Mellon since 1993. Nearly 29 years since the last one. Jan sets it up outside. Off the hands of Lyons, and that's the set. 25-22 in set number 2. The Tartans even it up at 1 apiece. Eagles looking to go 2-0 on the day, but the Tartans refusing to go quietly.
Finale of our Friday night triple header here at Ron Rosner Arena in Fredericksburg. Noah Adcock Howarth with you. And for the 3rd game in a row, it's 1-1 after 2 sets. Eagles winning the first, dropping the second, 25-22. The final score in set number 2. Tartans coming alive. Elizabeth Schlemmer, Laura Reichard with 6 kills each for the Tartans. Abby Chen leading the way with 16 digs. Lyons leads all players with 7 kills. Also leads all players with 4 errors. Lauren Foley will serve to get us started. Reichard digs it out. Schlemmer down the middle. Hansen digs it out. Foley gets there for more. Blocked at the point by McFarland. Chen sends it right over. Back and forth they go. And Rogers finds common ground. Captain Rogers laying the hammer once again. Foley sends it over. It ends up straight back. Lai has to run it down. Chen from the back line. Able to get it over. Rogers trying again. Chen this time is ready for it. Outside blocked by Crozen. Dugout pushed over with 2 hands. Crozen off the hands of Lai. Diving attempt. They keep it going but couldn't quite get it over. Jan laying out, putting the body on the line. First 2 points of set number 3 both go to the Eagles. Schlemmer into McFarland in the center. Frozen touching it up first. Lyons. Long. All the way to the baseline. And the Tartans are on the board in the 3rd. 2-1 your score. Serving first, Stella Jan for Carnegie Mellon. Foley outside to Moore. And that's in. From the left side of the net to the right line. Finding the edge, it's 2-2. Jan now serving for the lead. Off the net, Hansen gets there. Frozen tips off the net. Diving attempt, no good. Reichard hit it up into the net and right into the ground. Eagles retake the lead. Sarah Moore at service, into Lai. Off the deflection and out of bounds. Lyons trying to go for the block attempt. Lai out, Reichard to serve. Catherine Jackson back in the ballgame. Reichard to Lyons. Foley runs over for it. Abby Chen leading the ball game in digs. Seems to be wherever that first touch needs it to be. Jordan puts it home after the deflection, still in play. Touched at the line off the hand of Schlemmer. Foley for Rogers. Down to a knee goes Jan. A lot of velocity on that kill attempt from Krista. Tip towards the back line, Reichard. Outside to Schlemmer. Foley carries it out. Moore with the right hand from back out. Schlemmer wanted to go soft. Crozen got there for Lions. Softly into the body of Catherine Jackson. Tipped at the attempt by Jackson. Crozen nearly had it blocked. Lions back line for Reichard. Neither side willing to give in. Foley to the libero Hansen. Rogers sets it up. Lions the only one willing to take it. McFarland, Moore got there. Foley right at the point. My goodness, what a rally. And it finishes with Schlemmer. Elizabeth Schlemmer capping off the nearly 90-second rally by giving the Tartans their first lead of the third. Reichard at the serve. Rogers right back off the net and out of bounds. Second time tonight she's been denied by the net. It's 5-3. Lions on the give and go, blocked at the point. Schlemmer was there. Crozen puts it over. Send it up for Schlemmer with the left, off the net, and out of bounds. Birch in for Hansen. Rogers ready to serve. Krista looking to knot it up here. Team has a tendency to get on runs when she's at the service position. McFarland, not going to happen this time. Hits off the right hand of Rogers. Still into play. It's out of bounds, and 6-4 is your score. Abby Chen back on. Krista checks off. Foley for Moore. Reichard sends it up. Moore to Foley, now Crozen. Right down that line over the head of Abby Chen. In come Hadley and Campbell. Brenner ready to serve. Eagles trailing 6-5. Jane Dean with the kill. Softly floats it over, wanted to find that middle section between the two lines. Looked like somebody got a hand on it, but not enough. 7-5. Now Schlemmer serves. Jordan on the give and go. Out of bounds. Off the hands of Catherine Jackson. One-point game. Lions ready to serve. W.T. Woodson product at the ready. Reichard digs it out. And Jan gets the kill right at the point. One-on-one against Birch. And Jan comes down victorious. Mindy Lai in to serve. Birch has it blocked by Jane Dean. 6'3" against 6 foot. Dean wins the height battle, barely even had to jump. 6-9. Campbell and Hansen team up. Moore has it blocked, and it's out of bounds. Another point for Carnegie Mellon. Timeout called by Alex Hansen, who is not happy. In the first, the Eagles looked like they were showing little to no signs of fatigue. Came out and looked dominant from start to finish in number one. But in the entirety of the second and the majority of the third thus far, they have just looked out of energy, positively drained. Alex Hinze trying to get some spark and some energy back into his squad. They trail by 4 in the third, 10-6. Still plenty of time to recalibrate. But the 6 on the court have to find a way to get their legs back underneath them. Mindy Lai will serve, Massachusetts native at the ready. In her third year with the program. Into the net, that's an error. Eagles will take it. Rogers in for Birch. Hansen, the libero, ready to serve. Jan puts it up. Block attempt not enough. Dean off the hands of Rogers. Nobody rotated to the center when Krista crashed. Devereaux in for Dean to serve. Olivia Devereaux, 5'10" senior out of Manhattan Beach, California. Carnegie Mellon, such a rich academic history, really allows you a nationwide appeal when it comes to recruits. And the Tartans lead by 5. Rogers in the middle, off the net, and this time it works. Krista's been blocked by the net a couple times this evening, but that time it tips off, had McFarland confused. Abby Chen comes back on the libero. Foley to serve to Schlemmer. Lions got it over. Rogers forces it back. Touched up by Reichard, still in play. Hansen sets it up for Lions. Off the tip of McFarland, and it's down, point Eagles. $12-9 the score. Lions able to keep it in. Foley to Moore. Schlemmer puts it right back up. Libero got to get it over. Chen does. Croson going to try it this time off the body of Chen. Reichard goes lunging over to keep it in play towards the seats. Foley sets up Rogers with the hammer. Three straight points for the Eagles out of the timeout. 12-10 in the third. Schlemmer, McFarland. Juliana McFarland, the freshman, coming straight over the top and ending the momentum. Jan will now serve. McFarland, one of 4 Virginia natives on this roster, went to McLean. Jan tips it to Chen. Outside for Reichard. Straight up off the hands of Hansen. Moore. The tip to Chen. Outside Reichard softly, but Sarah Moore is there. Foley to Croson. Tipped up. Jan setting up McFarland. Pops it up and over the first line, but good adjustment by the Eagles defense. Near side Schlemmer. And it's an error. Elizabeth Schlemmer looked like the left hand caught the net on the follow-through. Mary Washington, they'll take it. Sarah Moore will serve. 13-11. Off the net, it got over, and that's an ace. Not the prettiest of one-hit kills, but they'll take it. Moore could tie it up here. Tipped up to Chen. McFarland off the touch from Rogers, and Hanson couldn't get there. Jackson comes in for Lai. Reichard will serve. 14-12. Midway through the third set, 1-1. Each team getting their own. Crozen blocked by McFarland. Juliana McFarland having herself a third set right here. Hanson sets it to Foley. Crozen right off of Chen. Into the net. Rolled its way straight down, and the Eagles bring themselves within one. Blocked by Crozen at the point, but is Jackson. Lyons there blocks Schlemmer. Birch gets a touch on it. Moore to Birch. Off the tip, and it's in. 15-14. Caitlin Birch making things happen. Rogers lines things up and sends it in. Chen, the first one to touch it. Jackson to the middle of things and puts it straight down. Directly from hands to hardwood. Eagles, they've come close a handful of times, but not able to tie this ball game back up. Chen will serve. Tips off the net and makes its way over. Foley to Crozen. That one hit the wrong side of the net. On the downward side of the jump. Didn't get the momentum she wanted. Birch into the middle. Sent over by Stella Yan. Lyons coming from the side. Bangs it home. (17-15) the score. Eagles trail by 2 with Brenna Campbell serving. Schlemmer the first touch. Jane Dean gets a hand on it. Lyons, it goes long. Dean didn't get a hand on it, but certainly forced the adjustment of the shot. When you see a 6'3" frame with the added wingspan going straight up in your face, certainly alters the way you approach a shot. 18-15 in favor of the Tartans. Birch into the middle, off the hands. It's a point for Mary Washington. Caitlin Birch with her second kill in the last 2 points for the Eagles. Birch up to 6. Lions still leading all parties with 10. Schlemmer the most on the Carnegie Mellon side with 8. 18-16 the score. Softly over from Yon. Moore into the middle. Dug out by Abby Chen. Tartans take it right back. Mindy Lai to serve. Lions to Campbell. Tipped by Jan. To the middle for Dean. Off the hands of Brenna Campbell. It's 20-16. Largest lead of the set for Carnegie Mellon. Timeout called. Tartan's in front. And if you happen to be wondering what exactly is a tartan, according to the website of Carnegie Mellon, it is a twilled woolen fabric that is always plaid. Often misrepresented as a fierce warrior. Usually, if your mascot's a tartan, your mascot ends up looking something like Mel Gibson in Braveheart. But the original meaning is nothing more than a piece of fabric. Got the name because Andrew Carnegie, who founded the school, had the Scottish bloodline, and they just ran with it. The actual mascot is not just a plaid sweater or something of the like. They do have a Scottish Terrier that they use on a lot of their branding. But hey, now you know. 20-16 our score here in the third. Eagles won the first, Tartans won the second, and they're in control here in the third. Eagles went down 2-1 in the game against CNU that kicked off this triple-header. Came from behind in the fourth to even it up at 2-2, and then won the first to 15 race in the fifth to get their first win over their conference rivals in their last 8 tries. Lyon sends it over. Reichard right there for Moore. Has it tipped and digs it out again after the block. Hadley bumps it over. To the edge. Off the hands of Hadley. Point Tartans. 21-16. Mindy Lai still serving. Birch puts it into Schlemmer. Outside to Reichard, and Lyons is there. Campbell for Moore. Goes from one side of the pitch to the other. Moore going to try it again. Lai puts it up. Into the middle goes Schlemmer, and it's off the net. Birch got in the way. She'll take a seat. Rogers will come on as Hansen prepares to serve. 21-17. Eagles certainly not out of this set, but they have to get on a little bit of a run here. They're running out of time. Reichard digs it towards the net. Give and go off the hands of Hadley again. Second block attempt that has gone awry in a row for Emma Hadley. Dean and Chen check off. Devereaux steps back on. Lyons to Campbell. Hadley puts it in, and Reichard's right there. Reichard with the kill. Block attempt out of bounds. 23-17. They've extended it. 2 points away from taking a 2-1 set lead. Lyons' dig is long. Into the edge. Out of bounds. Just barely off the left-hand side. Dean back in for Devereaux. Hadley and Campbell replaced by Crozen and Foley. Lauren Foley will serve, trailing by 5. Low serve, and it's an ace. Lauren Foley just skirting it over the net. Reichard couldn't make the adjustment in time. Outside for Reichard. Setting it up for Crozen. Across they go. Lined up for Reichard. And it's in there. Set point with Stella Jan serving for the Tartans. 24-19. And that's off the net. It's a service error. Sarah Moore will serve. Eagles need 4 points in a row to knock this ball game up. Jan to McFarland at the point. Crozen gets it. Rogers with one hand over to Schlemmer. Outside the right shard, blocked by Rogers and Crozen. Trying again. Sent over by Rogers. McFarland blocked. Rogers sets it up. Lyons pushes it over. Outside to right shard. Hanson gets hands on it. Towards the net it goes. Sent down. Lyons got it over. Block attempt out of bounds. Strong rally from both sides, but the Eagles win this one. 21-24 now. Moore sends it long, and the set is over. 25-21. Tartans have won a pair of close ones in a row. They're up 2-1. Eagles going to have to replicate the magic from earlier and win back-to-back sets in 4 and 5 to knot this one up. Eagles have to win back-to-back sets to put this one on ice. They've done it before. Heck, they've done it already tonight when they beat the Christopher Newport Captains. But their legs were a lot fresher and the bodies a lot less tired at that point in the evening. It's been a long afternoon turn night of volleyball. Triple header today, and we got another triple header tomorrow. The Tartans of Carnegie Mellon will take on Scranton at 10. Then Carnegie Mellon takes on Christopher Newport at noon. Finally, the host team, they get a bit of a rest. They will take on Scranton at 2 p.m. Stella Jan's going to be the first one to serve. Bella Woodard making her first appearance of the ball game for Carnegie Mellon. Jackson also out there with McFarland and Chen. And not the way the Eagles wanted that to start. Tipped out on the dig attempt, and it's 1-0. Woodard, the freshman out of Houston, Texas, standing 6'2". One of 4 players this Carnegie Mellon roster has that's over 6 feet tall. Off the hands of McFarland. There it's 1-1. Rogers digging deep and seeing what she's got left. Sarah Moore will serve at a tie ball game. Outside to Woodard, and her first attempt is her first kill. Bella Woodard dropping it home with the left hand. Elizabeth Schlemmer will serve. She's been very strong all match long. Rogers, dug out by Chen. Krista gets the tip and then digs it up herself. Foley, now Moore coming down the middle. And right into no man's land. Perfectly executed between the two lines. Emma Hadley comes on to replace Dakota Hanson. That's usually the substitution where we would see Krista Rogers in the back line and Caitlin Birch in the front, but it's Hadley here. Off the hands of Foley, point Tartans. Jane Dean in for Juliana McFarland. Off the hands of Jackson, point Eagles. Each side trading ones. Emily Flam and Brenna Campbell in. Haven't seen a lot of Flam in game 2. She was very active in the first 3 sets against CNU. Then her general spot in the changes was replaced by Emma Hadley. Put up for Woodard with the left, and it finds the back line. Woodard takes a seat, 2 kills and 2 chances. Schlemmer serving. Lions with a kill attempt. Right to Schlemmer. In the middle for Dean, off the hands of Hadley. She's had plenty of block chances. They just all seem to roll off her hands and to the left. Just hasn't quite been able to center up her body and put one right back where it came from yet. First time this set a team has scored multiple points in a row. Hadley, soft with the right hand. She was trying to find the open space. It hits off the front of the net, and it's 6-3. Back-to-back errors for Hadley. 6-3. Tartans in front. Lions to Campbell, back to her. Hits off the hands of Schlemmer. Having to chase it down with Reichard, she does. Dug over by Chen. Lions going to get another go, and again it's dug out Reichard down to a knee. Jackson off the hands of Flam. 4 straight points for the Tartans. Timeout called by the Eagles, and they need it. 6 points by 6 different teams, alternating for the first 3 apiece. The Tartans, however, just stepping up, scoring the next 4, taking advantage of errors from Hadley and Flam. After the Scranton game tomorrow, Eagles next in action on Wednesday at Catholic, and then they got 3 more games next weekend at home. Schlemmer will serve. Lions with the dig. Miscommunication. Hansen has to dive for it. And it's out of bounds. 5 straight points for the Tartans. Carnegie Mellon looking to increase to 3-1 and make it a 3-game win streak. They'll play 2 more tomorrow before heading back home to take on Point Park University in a Pittsburgh battle. Dean gets the kill, make it 6 straight. Wheels are coming off here in the 4th. Schlemmer sends it long. And a much-needed break for Mary Washington there. Danny Molina Otero, the freshman, will come into the ball game in replace of Sarah Moore. First time we've seen Molina Otero, or any freshman for that matter, in either ball game tonight. Lions to serve into Reichard. Molina Otero touches it up. Hadley block attempt dug out by Jan. Flam goes across court. Schlemmer takes it out. Jackson off the tip. Hits off the hands of Brenna Campbell. Lyons was there. Campbell went for it herself and paid the price. One thing about this Tartan squad, they just do not make a lot of mistakes. It is so hard to get a clean kill on them because up and down this roster, Abby Chen especially, but everyone can dig it out with the best of them. Block attempt off the hands of Jan there. It's 10-5. Rogers on for Hadley. Lai comes on for Jackson. Hansen with the serve to the back corner for Reichard. Killed down, Laura Reichard. Extends it back up to a 6-point lead. Chen is off now. Jane Dean is going to serve. Wilmette, Illinois native. Puts it into play. Rogers off the hands of Schlemmer. Near side for Reichard. Lions sends it over. Melina Otero off the top of the net. 12-5 is the score. Eagles came back from 14-4 in set number 4 against the Captains. That ball game, though, had a very different feel to this one. You can just feel the exhaustion in the gym coming from the Eagles. Jan McFarland with the kill. Off the hands of Campbell. They're taking advantage of the sophomore setter. 8-point lead, largest of the game for either side. 13-5 off the top of the net for Dean, who goes sulking back to the bench and is replaced by Abby Chen. Foley and Crozen on. Flam and Campbell come off. Lauren Foley will serve. Olivia Devereaux to McFarland. Dug out by Hansen. Melina Otero has it blocked, and it found the line. Bella Woodard back on, and it's the first time tonight we see Ariana Rosario, the senior from Raleigh. Tartan's feeling comfortable going deeper into the bench. Up 8 with a 2-1 set lead. Foley to Rogers, backside, got it. Krista Rogers on the Statue of Liberty style setup. And Hannah Liverman will come on. Sophomore out of Hayfield High School in Alexandria. Haven't seen her in either ball game. That's into the corner. And that's why she came on. Just the third match and fourth set she's been a part of so far this season. 14-8 the score. The lefty Liverman sets it up for Lai. Off the hands of Foley. It's the first kill of the night for Rosario. One chance, one kill. Jackson on for Lai. Might have been long. Liverman digs it out. Rogers off the hands of Woodard but kept alive. Back to Bella. Again, may have been long. This time Foley, the one dinging it out anyway. Left hand for Crozen. Can't find turf. Foley the setup for Lions. Dug back over. Liverman setting up Jordan one more time. Off the hands of Devereaux. 6-point ball game. Rogers is going to serve. Hansen replaces by Hadley. Reichard comes in for Olivia Devereaux. 15-9 the score in the fourth. Rogers the bump. Set up. Spiked by Hadley. Emma Hadley making it look easy. Chen with the dig, pushes it over, caught him by surprise. Stella Yan. Not a soul on the Eagles lineup ready for that one. McFarland and Rosario off. Jackson and Dean back in. Liverman with the dig. Foley setting up Hadley. Out. Off the back line. 17-10. Tartans just not letting the Eagles come within striking distance. Still down by a touchdown. Foley, the Lions got it over. Somehow kept alive. Hanson with the dig. Diving attempt from Liverman. Jordan able to push it over. Jan setting up. And it's a kill from Woodard. Now 18-10. Eagles only lost at home once last year. That was to CNU. They're 2-0 thus far, but they're in danger here against the Tartans. Right into the corner from Chloe Crozet. Score is 18-11. Flam and Campbell on for Foley and Crozet. Brenna Campbell will serve. Hannah Liverman still on there. Seeing extended time in this fourth set after not playing in any of the 8 previous. Jan, block attempt goes wide off the hands of Lions. Another kill for Bella Woodard. Schlemmer on for Woodard. 19-11 with Schlemmer to serve. Jordan digs it out. Give and go. Into the middle. Jan is there. Jackson blocked by Hadley. Melina Otero in for Liverman. Score is 19-12 with Jordan Lyons to serve. Sinking fastball makes its way over. Hadley got a tip on it. Lyons back to Hadley. Coasted over to Chen. Dean tipped, miscommunication. And both Campbell and Lyons got there and they go over each other. 20-12. Devereaux in for Reichard. Dig over to Melina Otero into the body of Chen. Coming back near side for Devereaux. Off the hands of Lyons. It's a 9-point game. 21-12. Tartans looking to ice this one. Out of bounds on the service error. Eagles will take it and take possession. Hadley replaced by Rogers. Reichard and Dean each with double-digit kills. Eagles have 3 in doubles. Lyons, Rogers, and Chloe Crozet. Devereaux off the block attempt. It's another kill for the Tartans. 3 points away now. Chen and McFarland both check off. Ariana Rosario back on. Dean serves it up. Rogers straight home. Nice setup there from Campbell. Foley and Crozet on for Flam and Brenna Campbell. Melina Otero has to get it over and does. Sliding pancake from Jackson, but it hit the pole. Foley's going to serve down 7. Schlemmer outside to Devereaux. Left side for Croson. Jackson digs it out. At the point, Rogers is there. Off the body of Chen. 6-point game now. But is it too little, too late? Devereaux first touch. Lions, the diving stop. Melina Otero into the middle. 4 straight points for the Eagles. Now 22-17. Foley to Schlemmer. Jan tried to catch him by surprise. Didn't work this time. Melina Otero had Chen there. Jan backside to Schlemmer. Tipped up. Lions got it. Croson into the middle, and it's down. 5 straight points. And timeout called by Ann Bach. Eagles look dead and buried, down 22-13. They've scored 5 straight. At least made it a ball game. They've lost both of the last 2 sets by 4 points or less. They don't quite go away. They never stop fighting. But that being said, so little time and so little room for error. They're on a good run here. Did Ann Bach's timeout put a stop to the momentum? Foley to Devereaux. Jan. Devereaux sends it over. Lyons gets it. Foley centers it up and over. Jan to Devereaux again. Hansen gets hands. Melina Otero. Blocked. Not good. Rosario unable to block it clean. It's a 3-point game. Rogers had it blocked at the point by Rosario. Melina Otero. The overhead arrow on the freshman. Puts an end to the run. Schlemmer off, Woodard on. Tartans need just 2 points. Eagles got back within 3. They now trail by 4. Foley over to Croson. And it gets home. Chloe Croson with the left hand. Hannah Livermont comes in for Danny Melina Otero. Livermont off the net, diving stop by Rosario. Woodard put it up strong, not enough. Rogers softly, and that's going to be an error on Jan. Jan called for the carry. 2-point game now, 23-21. Jackson sends it sky high. Devereaux back to Jackson, bumps it over. Hannah Liverman's there. Foley for Rogers. Tipped at the point, second try. Off the net and over. Setting it up for Woodard. Blocked by Rogers and Lyons. They somehow get it over. Stella Jan was there. Croson, again, off the hands of Devereaux. Rosario with the kill is Devereaux. Match point. Eagles putting a run into things. They've scored 8 of the last 10, but that deficit might have just been a little too much to dig itself out of. Devereaux serving for match point. Rogers has it blocked by Rosario, and that's the ball game. Game, set, match to the Tartans. After dropping the first, they win 3 straight, 25-21, 25-22, and 25-21 to improve to 3-1 on the year. Carnegie Mellon now 5-1 all time against the Eagles. They have not lost to Mary Washington in 29 years. Eagles lose their first one at home of the year. They're 4-2. They'll next play tomorrow against Scranton, who dropped a match in 5 sets to Christopher Newport. All in all, still a successful day for the Eagles. You never want to split a doubleheader and go 1-1, but anytime you can win a conference game, especially against CNU at home, that's the one you want to win, and you have to be proud of yourself for that day, especially given it was a come-from-behind win. They almost got it again here, came up just a hair short. Got it within 2, but that 9-point deficit with 22-13, Carnegie Mellon needing just 3 points remaining, they simply ran out of time. Triple header again tomorrow. Kick it off at 10 o'clock as these Tartans take on Scranton at 10 a.m. 2 more games after that. The Eagles play at 2. We hope you'll tune in for us then, or yet again some point, as we got a whole lot more volleyball. Eagles have 11 more home games yet to come, along with the conference tournament, which will be right here on this floor November 4th and 5th. We thank you all so much for tuning on. For Dan and Clint, I've been Noah Adcock-Howarth. This has been a UMW Athletics presentation. Y'all have a wonderful evening. 3 more tomorrow.